let's begin with Aries. Okay, now I'm using the African American deck, the African deck for these readings. It's the only deck I have. I've established a very deep and close connection with this deck. I've had it for about 5 years now. Yeah, because I bought it around 2011. I bought it, and this is my only deck, my loyal deck that I love so much. So we're going to get this reading started with Aries. Now, I want to call on all of the ancestors across the world to come through and lay into these cards and give us the truth. I want these readings to resonate with the people who are going to actually watch this show. I was going to say podcast, but not really. Watch this live streaming. I want this reading to resonate with everyone who's going to watch this live streaming, no matter where you are in the world. I want this reading to resonate with the people who are meant to watch this show. So I'm calling on the ancestors who know all, who know past, present, and future, who know who's going to watch this show. So I want these readings to resonate specifically to the people who are going to be watching this show. Okay, and once again, we are starting with Aries. Okay, and we'll be shuffling the cards. Oh. Okay, we could start. Okay, so the present position, the first card is the Three of Wands. Okay, now in the African deck, in my deck, Three of Wands, this card symbolizes taking a bold attempt or doing something that's risky, because you see here 3 hyenas that are going to meet the goat across its threshold. So this is a threshold that you have to cross, Aries, or that you're going to cross this month. It's going to be a new path that may have some danger to it, but you're ready. This card also symbolizes readiness of spirit. This is a card of traveling, okay, of doing things outside of your comfort zone that you may not be comfortable with. So this is telling you, Aries, that you need to make that move, make that jump that hurdle, okay, to the other side. And yes, there may be some danger, there may be some things that you're not comfortable with, there may be some people who you might meet who may not be the best kind of people, but you have to kind of stay on your path. And if you see over here, there's a man with a horse. So even if you have to trample these hyenas, you better trample them, okay, and remove them from your way. So that's the first card, the present position. Now the second card is the immediate influences, and it's the Chariot card. Now this card, along with this card, so see, in this card you're crossing the threshold, right? And in this card you're charging forward. So you need to charge forward. This is a card about movement, about having a strong pace, a steady pace into the future, into your goals, Aries. And if you got to bring that tornado with you to move things around, to move those along your path who may, not see it for you, or who may not have the best intentions for you, this is a card that's telling you to charge forward and march viciously, ferociously, with the strength of Oya, because this card is represented by Oya, and she's the goddess of change, of lightning, of transformation, also of death, resurrection, and all of that. So this is a very powerful and strong card that's telling you to march forward towards your goals and the things that you want to accomplish in life, especially accompanied by the Three of Wands, which is the first card. So these two cards go hand in hand really good. Now the next card, which is the goal or destiny, is the Seven of Wands. So it seems like, adding to these three, remember the first card, the hyenas, the Seven of Wands is a card about fighting, about competition, about people wanting to trample you down, to remove you from your post, to remove you from, your higher ground, because they don't see it for you. These people might be jealous of you. You know, these people, it may be people that you know. I'm kind of sensing that it may be people that you know, people that you're familiar with, who, you know, they pretend that they're your friends, that they're one thing, but really they're not. These people, you know, would like to see you in the same position that you've always been in. They don't want to see you progress into a higher position. So, but see, with the Chariot card, you're going to trample them, okay? But that doesn't mean that you're still not going to have some sort of resistance and some sort of competition and people still trying to bring you down, but you have to be a fighter, okay? So this is a card about being combative, about being a fighter, about standing for your position, standing on your square, okay? Regardless of the people who, you know, want to stand where you are, but you just have to knock that thing down. Now, the next card is the Distant Past Foundation, and it's the Moon card. So this card is telling me that in the distant past, you have been afraid of doing what you're about to do now in this month. You know, the Moon card is about illusions, about creating these falsehoods in your mind when it comes to your reality. So you're creating, you know, a fantasy world in your head about things that you may be afraid of, you know, your shadow aspects. So in the distant past, this is telling me that you have not been your true self or your best because of these false creations that you've made in your head, these false ideas that kind of have held you back in your life. So that's what I'm seeing with this. Now, in the recent past, it's the Ace of Pentacles. So this is the card about money, about divine money and opportunity coming from the sky. So, you know, this along with the present position, which was a Three of Wands, is telling me that, you know, you recently have had a new opportunity, a new money opportunity, which you are going to take. So this is showing the recent past, the beginning of that, like when you might have gotten that phone call for a new opportunity in a different state or in a different location. And, you know, that opportunity, okay? So the recent past, the Seven of Pentacles, it's a very positive, good card, a money card of new opportunities, divine money from the sky falling, you know, wishes granted. So very, very good. Now, the future influence and the final card for you, Aries, is the Nine of Pentacles. Isn't that amazing? So this is the card about you reaping what you sow, reaping your fruits, you know, the fruits of your labor, you cutting those fruits, and there's coins in every single one. So this is saying, you know, this chance that you're taking with the first card, you know, and the fact that you have to trample some haters, okay? And the fact that there's gonna be haters that don't see it for you, that want you to you know, be removed from your post, and even your fears of the past, okay? But in the future, because of this money opportunity, in the future, you're gonna have comfort, you're going to have materialistic, you know, valuable things, you're going to have well-being, okay? Because let's be honest, money can do all of these things. They can, you know, grant us a better living environment. They can grant us, you know, food. All the things that we need to survive, honestly, they all come from money. So this card is saying that in the end, you will be okay, you know, regardless of all of these haters and all these obstacles that you're going to overcome. You're going to be successful in your venture in this month, Aries. So this was a really good reading for you. Okay, so nice, Aries. Now the next card or the next sign that we're going to do is Taurus. Okay, so let's shuffle for Taurus. So yes, let's call on the ancestors to come through for the Tauruses who are going to watch this stream. I want this to speak directly to the Tauruses who are going to look at this live stream. So like I said, the ancestors know it all. They know past, present, and future. They know what's happening. So the ancestors know who's going to watch the show. So I want this reading to resonate with whatever Tauruses are out there, whatever Tauruses we see. I want the ancestors to lay into these cards and give me the truth for the month of August for Taurus. Okay, so let's lay the cards out. Okay, so the present position, the first card is the Eight of Wands. Now, it's funny, like, Aries had a card about, something new about traveling, and so you, Taurus. This is a card about moving from one place to another. You see this man, he's in the sky, he's in the clouds, and he's, running. This is a card about fast things happening, new opportunities, exchange of ideas, very fast communication. This is a card about communication. So this is a card probably saying that you're going to be moving from one state to the other. Maybe there is a new job opportunity for you coming up in this month, Taurus. So this is a card about you collecting all your things and moving to a different location. I feel like this is an employment opportunity. You got a phone call from somebody who told you there's a new position opening in a different state. Okay, this was fast. Not a lot of thinking involved in this. Just go. You needed this right now. So I feel like this is where you're at right now in the present position, Taurus. Okay. Now, the next card is the immediate influences. And it's the Knight of Wands. Now, this is a card about metamorphosis, about transformation. This is a card about excitement, okay, about being very energized and being very excited for this new opportunity. This is the Knight, and the present was the Eight. So this is a card saying that you're ready to fly. You're ready to take the next step, because we see here he was a snake. He was kind of slow in his pace. He was taking his time. Things were not going how he wanted to, but because of this new opportunity, you're breaking out of your snake shell and you're ready to fly and soar and take more ground, okay? And cover more ground with these wings, because somebody who flies, or an animal or whoever type of entity that flies, can reach more ground and do more things than a snake or some creature who's, kind of trapped in the earth. So it's changing from earth to air. Okay, so that's the immediate influences, excitement, ready to take that next step, ready to break out of your shell and move forward and evolve and take this step, take this step that this first card is saying. So he's in the clouds, he's in the sky. So the immediate influences is you're ready to go in the sky. Okay, so this comes together. These two are together. Now the goal or destiny is the Hermit card. Now the Hermit card, this is the card about taking a solitary path, about self-discovery, about self-mastery, so I feel like you going in this new route, in this new path, Taurus, you're going to do a lot of self-discovery. It seems like you may be alone in this new location, this new area that you're going to be moving to. Maybe this is something that you need. You need to do a spiritual cleansing, a spiritual transformation, which you're working on right now with this. But it seems like to me, with the Hermit card being the goal or destiny, that you need to take a solitary path when it comes to your spirituality, and maybe some time out for yourself to get to know yourself. Maybe where you are now, you don't really have the space and the time to really get in with yourself, to really know who you are on a spiritual, personal level. So I feel like with this new opportunity that's coming your way, and this change, you're going to do a lot of reflection, a lot of looking inward, and realizing that the spiritual aspects of yourself are very important, and you need to go on this journey, and it's going to have to be alone. So with the Hermit cards, the goal or destiny, it's telling me that you are going to take a very spiritual, deep journey within yourself, self-discovery, self-mastery, and learning a lot about yourself as a person, which you haven't had the time to beforehand. So that's the goal or destiny. Now, the distant past foundation is the Six of Wands. Now, this is a card about success. It's a card about completion, about reaching that finish line. Okay, about victory, about honors. You see a man over here running, reaching the finish line. This man is being greeted. He is riding on his lion. He has his wraith. He's He's accomplished. So to me, this is telling me that, you Taurus, you are an accomplished person. And mind you, this is the third Wands card in the reading. So, this is telling me that in your distant past, you have been successful. You have accomplished some goals. But it seems like you've been stagnant, because you turned into the snake. So it seems like to me that, you have accomplished very successful things in your past. Maybe this was a position that you were in at your job, or any type of financial situation that you could have been in. You were successful in the past. But to me, I'm kind of feeling like you began to kind of stagnate or get bored with your situation, and also the people around you, because this card can also symbolize rivalry and envy, people being envious of you behind your back. So I feel like this is the reason why you need this hermit situation in your life of self-discovery and self-mastery, because I feel like you've been distracted by these people who, they act like they are here for you, like they love you, they're cheering for you, but really they're jealous of you. So I feel like you need a new situation, a new pace. So that's the distant past. Now, the recent past is the Knave of Pentacles. So this is kind of correlating with what I'm saying about you kind of getting bored and stagnant with your position. I feel like you needed a cleansing. So this is kind of like a rebirth, starting from scratch with the Knave, because this is a card about new, a new idea, new money. This is a card about a student and apprentice, somebody who's willing to learn and implement the things that they know. So to me, this is saying, yes, you've had your successes, but after a while, it gets stagnant and you want something new. And nobody knows everything. Nobody is a master at everything. So you have to start from scratch. You have to start, new. So the Knave of Pentacles is telling me that you have to, start from scratch, start fresh. And you'll definitely need that in this new journey, which is the first card in this new path. You can't go into a new situation thinking you know everything. You have to kind of go in there brand new, eager, ready to learn. Okay, start from zero, kind of like the Fool, but this is with money. So that's the recent past. Now, the future influence is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. So this is telling me that in the future, you're going to have to be a little bit more cutthroat. The Queen of Swords, she is somebody who, is intellectual. She has multiple trains of thought. She can control her intellect and emotions, but she can also help or destroy. She has that balance, because over here, this woman's coming to her for help, but she has that sword. So she can either give you the hand or give you the sword. So I think it's kind of you having that balance. And I think, this is what you're going to learn from your self-discovery of the Hermit card, that you need to have that balance of, knowing who's for you and who's against you and reacting accordingly to that. I think you're not there yet. I think you have let the Six of Wands kind of take over you, and the success and, all of these good things that have happened to you. But I think you've let the negativity kind of take over your mind and stress you out, which is why you're taking the change and moving to a different location. And I think you need to do some self-discovery and realizing that these people, who cares how they feel about you? Who cares, what they think? Don't let that bring you down, And if you have to cut some heads off, you got to cut some heads off, and not feel any kind of way about it. Move on. Especially in the work environment. These people aren't your friends. They're your employers, employees. They are, people who are, I don't want to say an equal level to you in a job, but they're not your friends. So if you have to cut people off, or you have to, stop talking to somebody because you found out they don't like you, or they said something you don't like, you got to do it. So the Queen of Swords is definitely the future influence. And yeah, it's a lesson that you have to learn. Okay. So give me a second. I want to post one more flyer on my Instagram, which is Taruk Vashal on the IG, because I think I'm missing one more flyer. I'm going to post it right now. for you guys. Okay, now the next sign that we're going to do is Gemini. So once again, I call on the ancestors to come through for all of the Geminis, for any Gemini who's going to ever watch this live stream. I want this to be directly for you. I want the ancestors to guide this reading for the Geminis who will watch this live streaming. I want these readings to be only for the people who will watch this live stream. I want the synchronicities to reflect on this reading for the Geminis out there. Okay, so let's lay the cards out. Okay, so the first card, the present position is the Knave of Chalices. Okay, and this is a card to me that symbolizes, you know, getting to know yourself. It's a card to me about emotional self-discovery. This is a card to me that's saying, you know, you're still learning who you are. I feel like this is a card that's speaking to me about shadow work. I feel that's what I'm picking up when I'm looking at this card, as far as kind of getting to know the darker aspects of yourself, getting to know those secrets, those things that you don't want to look at. You know, you see over here, it's half dark and half light, and the darkness is behind him. And it's like he's having a taste, or he's kind of, you know, tasting the waters. It's like you tasting your own emotional waters. This is the card about, you know, secrets as well. I feel like this card is about your inner secrets, your inner darkness that I feel you need to kind of dive in and get to know. I feel like you've been kind of staying away from this aspect of yourself, Taurus. And it's so funny, you know, because he has horns. Okay, so I feel like this card is kind of speaking on that, you know, you getting to know yourself more on an emotional level. So Taurus, this is the present position for you. Now the next card is the immediate influences, and it's the Eight of Pentacles. So this card is saying that, you know, you're a hard worker. You're somebody who, you know, works with their hands. You know, you're somebody who makes their own money, who builds their own money. Okay, this is the card that's saying, you know, you're also collecting money, as far as saving money, you know. So to me, this is saying that you're a very hard worker. I'm kind of feeling like you're working at a very difficult type of job, that you're very tired when you get home. You know, this may be in a factory. I'm kind of picking up like a factory type of environment. And I feel like, you know, this is out of necessity, Taurus. I feel like you're not really content where you are as far as your job. And I kind of feel like that's reflecting with your emotions. That's what I'm picking up. You know, you're working really hard at this job, but I feel like your emotional self is suffering from this situation. You know, but it's like, you know, sometimes we have to do what we have to do. We have to work in places that we don't want to work, because, you know, we have a family to feed, we have, you know, bills to pay. But it seems like with what you're doing, you are successful as far as like money wise, but I feel like it's kind of wearing on you emotionally. Now the next card is the Goal or Destiny, and it's the Star card. Now to me, this is kind of like speaking on the emotional level, as far as like where you're at right now in a not so good emotional place, because the Star card is about self-acceptance. It's about finally just kind of being bare to the universe and bare to yourself and to the world on some levels. This is a card about accepting yourself for the good, the bad, you know. And it's kind of funny because, you know, it's half dark over here, and it's kind of like still half dark over here, and her hand is in the dark aspect. So to me, this is symbolizing kind of embracing your shadow self, embracing the cloud, and embracing the clear, or embracing the light. It's a card of kind of like you embracing all aspects of you, and not hiding one or the other, or not embracing or accepting one or the other. So to me, this is symbolizing that you will come to a full understanding of who you are as a person on an emotional, spiritual level. Okay, so that's the goal or destiny. Now, the distant past is the knight. I'm sorry, the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands, this is somebody who is about traditions. This is a family man. So I'm picking up you're very much about family. The Taurus. I'm sorry, the Gemini. The Gemini. I'm picking up Gemini that you're very much about family. You're very much about traditions, about values. And I'm also picking up children. You have children, especially because I'm seeing, these little small trees here. So I'm picking up you also have children, and you're very much a family person, very much about growth, about nurturing. So I kind of am feeling you have been balancing your work life and your family life, and you have been kind of neglecting yourself, which is the first card, and you're getting a taste of that now. Kind of you're doing some in-depth soul searching, soul retrievals, remembering things that you've forgotten in your past. So this card as the distant past to me is saying that you have had, a family life that you've tended to. You've been very about your family and about your work life. Okay, Gemini. So that's the distant past. Now, the recent past is the Hanged Man. Now, this is a card. Everything is coming together here. This is the card that's kind of correlating with the present position and about the Star card. You have to do sacrifice. You have to sacrifice certain things. You have to let certain things go, okay, and focus on you. This is a card about mysticism, about spiritual wisdom, about spiritual wisdom. This man, he gouged his eyes out. He took his eyes out, and in exchange for that sacrifice, now he has all of these eyes in the sky. So this is saying, you might sacrifice one thing, and it may feel like it's not good, or maybe like, oh my God, what did I just do? As far as like, maybe telling someone no, or just taking time out for yourself. It's a sacrifice that you have to make for you. So this is a personal sacrifice. And, he's even touching his chest. This is saying, this is something that I'm doing for me. Okay, because he's going like this. This is something that I'm doing for me. I'm sacrificing for myself. So this is about you, I feel, kind of taking back the focus to yourself. Gemini. I don't know why I have Taurus in my mind. Gemini, this is a card that's kind of speaking that, well, this reading to me is speaking that you have been placing your emotions and your time on your work, on family, on your children, on your spouse, on your friends, on everybody else except you. So this is telling me that you've recently sacrificed, and have started to take out time for you. So that's the recent past. Now, the future influence is the High Priestess. Okay, now the High Priestess, this is a card about listening to your inner self, about listening to your inner voice, listening to the universe, listening to the subliminal messages that you're getting in your everyday life, the synchronicities, letting go of logic. So this to me is kind of saying that you are going to embrace your inner voice, your inner self, okay? Because that's where you need to go in yourself to truly overcome the negative aspect or the negativity in your mind right now that you're in. Because I feel like you're not in a good place right now mentally within yourself. So I kind of feel like the future influence being the High Priestess is you're going to evolve to a being who listens to their inner voice, who has a concept of themselves, a concept of their spirituality, who's sitting here with the knowledge, you know, who's going to take time out for themselves, because, you know, the high priestess is here alone. You know, she has a scroll in her hand, which is knowledge, and she has a broken sword, which is, you know, broken logic, not thinking, not overthinking, you know. So this is a very good reading, Gemini, that's telling you, you know, it's okay, you know, to focus on work and focus on family, but you also have to focus on yourself, and, you know, have to have a balance between the three. Okay. So the next sign that we're going to do is, what is it? Cancer. I have them written down over here because, you know, I don't want to miss any, or, you know, kind of like repeat one that I did previously, you know, because I had Taurus on my mind. I was doing Gemini, and now we're doing Cancer. So I want the ancestors to come through. All of the ancestors, all of the enlightened ancestors across the world, and touch these cards, touch this reading for Cancer. I want this reading to resonate and speak to any Cancer, or the Cancers who are going to watch this video. I want this reading to speak to the Cancers who will watch this video. So the ancestors who know it all, who know the past, present, and future, who know who is going to watch this show. I want this reading to resonate with the Cancers. Okay, so let's start. Okay. So the first card, the present position. Hold on, you guys. Okay, so the present position is the Knave of Pentacles, okay? So for Cancer, this is the spark of something new when it comes to money, okay? This is you being a student, you being an apprentice, you being eager to learn. This may be a new job, a new position that you're going to be taking, you know, or even an idea. Maybe this could be a business venture that you're starting yourself as an independent entrepreneur, you know, starting a new business venture. But this card, you know, is speaking on that idea. Maybe this is a new idea that's coming to you, a new idea that involves money. So yeah, Cancer, the Knave of Pentacles, a new idea, a new venture when it comes to money. This is the card just starting out. You know, this is the baby. So this is just something new in a monetary sense, okay? So that's the present position for you. Now the immediate influences is the Six of Wands. Now to me what this is saying is, picking up on this, I'm kind of getting it. You have monetary backup. This card is saying that you have the funds to, see, it's coming to me. I'm kind of feeling like this is an independent type of venture. I'm kind of feeling like you're starting something new, a new venture, or starting it yourself. And I feel like you have the money to kind of back it up. You've saved up some money for you to start this new venture, okay? And it seems like you have had successes in the past. You know, you have had successes in the past when it comes to different jobs that you've had. And I kind of feel like because of that, because you've built some kind of money, you know, maybe you've been thinking about this for a while, about starting something new, a new type of situation, a new type of, you know, entrepreneurial, I don't even have the words for it, but, you know, something new when it comes to money. You know, I feel like you have been successful in the past, and I feel like you're going to take the money that you've saved up and put it into this. Okay, so that's the immediate influences, is the Six of Wands. So I kind of feel like you already have some type of like support or some type of backup when it comes to this new situation that you're going to be in, and that you've been successful in the past. So it's not like if you're just somebody who has no money, who's starting with zero, literally zero, and you have a dream or a goal, this is to me saying that you have some kind of support, some kind of money, some type of funds that will kind of boost the probability of you being successful in this venture. So that's the Six of Wands. Now the goal or destiny is the Devil card. So Cancer, the Devil card is the goal or destiny. You know, I kind of feel like this may be a warning telling you, you know, don't let this get in your head. I don't want to say that you're privileged or that you come from a, I kind of feel like this is the warning telling you, don't get too big-headed, you know, don't get too full of yourself and feeling like you know, can dominate other people or, you know, be, I don't want to say ruthless. I'm kind of picking up like your successes in the past may kind of mess with your head a little bit. Like you may let this get to your head, you know, and probably hurt or affect other people, you know. So I kind of feel like this is a warning kind of telling you to keep yourself level-headed, you know, don't get too full of yourself, don't get too cocky or big-headed, or because you're the boss of this entrepreneurial in, don't get overswept with the things that are happening for you or the things that you know, are going to come in your favor, because you know there are certain type of people or individuals who, you know, let the successes, let the fame get kind of into their head, and they start to become different people and become darker individuals who, you know, because of money that's coming in your way, or because you're getting, you know, because this business is successful and you start kind of getting higher, that you may start kind of developing addictions or sex addictions, or treating people bad, because, you know, the Devil card can symbolize these things. It can symbolize addictions, sexual perversions and addictions. You know, and these are things that people with a power position are very prone to, you know, because they have the funds to access these darker realms. So I feel like this is the card that's kind of warning you. Okay, so that's the goal or destiny, Cancer. Now the next card is the distant past, and it's the Four of Swords. Now this is a card to me that's kind of saying that in the distant past, which I feel like is, of course, before this card. So before this card happened, before this idea, you took a break, okay? So this is saying to me that you went on a sabbatical, you went on a reflective repose, you went on a pilgrimage inward. This is a card about taking a break, you know, resting after a battle. So to me, this is symbolizing that you've always been a battle type of fighting person. It seems like you're aggressive, like you've been an aggressive person who's had to fight for your position. And I kind of feel like maybe this is saying that you left. It's coming to me. You left the previous employer business, or you were working for somebody. You left this place. And when you left this place, you took a break. Seems like you quit, or it was a fight. Like you didn't leave on good terms. So you left this employment situation, and then you decided to start the new business venture. And we're going to go back to this warning. So because you've been a fighter, because you may have had bad experiences being the employee and not the employer position, don't let it get you drunk. Don't get power drunk with this this Devil card. So that's what I'm picking up with this reading. Now, the recent past is the Eight of Chalices, and this is a card about sacrifice. You know, it's a card about maturity. You know, this is also a card about a leader, because you see him, this man over here, you know, he's speaking, and you also see a man on the podium here, and then, you know, these people over here listening. So it seems like, you know, you do have some people who are down for your cause, who are willing to come with you, okay, and start this new business venture. But you have to learn how to treat these people good. You know, once again, this is a warning, Cancer. Please do not become this. You don't want your employees to look at you as a devil. You want your employees to look at you as a leader, as somebody positive, you know, who is fulfilling them, you know, emotionally too. You know, it's not easy in a job environment, or, you know, you as an entrepreneur starting your business, to balance the emotional type of aspects. But you know what? Employees have more of an emotional or connection or even opinion of their boss than they do each other, because you're the one that they're all looking to. So all of these people are developing an emotional opinion and connection to you as their leader. You know, so to me, this card is saying that you are on the right track as the recent past, but don't get drunk. Don't lose sight of who you are to these people, you know, because these people are here for you, you know, and they see your dream, and they see you as their leader, basically, you know. And I don't want to be dramatic about this, but I'm kind of picking up like these people left with you. You know, these are people who have known you. You know, maybe you weren't the only one who left your job. Maybe it was a group of you guys who decided to kind of like, well, let's leave this and let's start something new. And since you are the one who maybe had the initial idea, or you were the leader of the group, you know, they're looking to you now. But don't become that which you left. You know, that's the warning I'm getting here. Now, the future influence is the Three of Pentacles. So this is a card about, you know, success with money. This is a card about even celebrity, you know, becoming well known when it comes to, you know, what you do when it comes to money. It seems like, you know, you are good at making money. This is an archer, and he's making money from hitting that target. So it seems like you've always hit that target, and you're going to hit that target. And I feel like this reading is waking you up, and I hope you don't become the devil. I hope you don't become the devil, because I feel like you have a lot of amazing potential to be a really good leader in your position of money. Don't get caught up in the illusion of the materialistic world, of, you know, the darker aspects of what it is to be successful. Don't get caught up in that, because, you know, as a water sign, Cancer, you know, I'm a water sign too, so I feel like we get tainted easily. You know, you put one drop of dark in there and the water changes. So you kind of have to know how to, you know, replenish and revitalize and cleanse yourself. So yeah, so it's a good card, and a good reading for you, Cancer. Now, the next one that we're going to do, the next sign is Leo. So let's do the Leos. And let's call on the ancestors, on the enlightened ancestors across the world, to come through and lay hands on these cards. And I want this reading to resonate with all of the Leos who are going to watch this show. I want this reading to speak to the Leos who are going to be looking at this live stream. I want this to resonate and hit home with them. I want the ancestors across the world to come through, all of the enlightened ancestors to come and lay their hands on these cards and give us Leo's August reading. Okay, so the present position is the Ace of Chalices. And this is a card that symbolizes emotional overflow. This is a card about love, about a driving force. You know, she has so much that she's actually pouring back into the water, into the river. You know, she has so much bounty of water. You know, she's fulfilled emotionally. Okay, so for you Leos out there, this is a card that's saying, you know, that I feel like you're ready to love. You know, this is the card that's saying that you're ready to pour yourself into someone. You know, this is a card to me that's saying you're ready to, you know, give yourself to someone at an emotional level to fill them. You know, so yeah, I'm kind of picking up on that, Leos. This is a card about, you know, overflowing love energy. You know, it says emotion, overflowing emotion. Okay. So the ace, I'm sorry, yeah, the ace of chalices, definitely. It's about emotional overflowing. Now, the next card is the immediate influences, and it's the Empress card. Okay. So yeah, we have water here for both. Now, the Empress, this is a card about love as well. Okay. So it seems like there is strong love energy with you, Leo, for the month of August. Okay, strong love energy with you. Now, the Empress is a card also about, you know, creativity. It's a card about expansion. You know, this is a card about the earth, you know, because the Empress, she rules over all of the earth. She rules over, you know, the animals. This is nurturing. This is mother. Okay, so it seems like you have a nurturing spirit with you. You know, you feel like nurturing. You know, you feel like tending to someone. And I kind of feel like this is correlating with this. So it seems like you're desiring some type of love situation, and it seems like you do have it. You know, all you need to do, you know, is put yourself out there, because you do have the Empress. Okay, the Empress, she gets what she wants. You know, the Empress does not play. She rules the earth. She has dominion over the entire earth. You know, a man, beast, plant. Okay, she rules all of it. So the Empress card is saying that you do have this very powerful love energy. You know, this is also a card about sexual energy, you know, because the Empress, she does rule over sex and, you know, birth and the whole process of, you know, all of these things. So this is a card very much saying you're ready to ready to be planted in one way or another. So so yeah, this is the immediate influence, is the Empress. Now the goal or destiny is the Nine of Pentacles. So to me, this thing, you're going to be fulfilled. Okay, you have this desire, you know, this emotional desire to be a nurturer. You have this desire to, you know, want to pour yourself into someone emotionally, you know, and the Empress is about the earth. You know, this is earth, and so is this. So to me, this is saying that, you know, you will be successful in finding not only fulfillment when it comes to love, but also this person is going to be in a good place money wise for you, you know, because that is important for you, Leo. You don't want somebody who, and I'm speaking to you specifically, Leo, you specifically don't want a man or a woman who is lacking in the money aspect. I feel like love is important for you, but also money too. You know, as far as like this person meeting you halfway and not mooching off of you, you want this person to fulfill you in certain aspects, because, you know, you'll get bored easily with a man who, or a woman who, you know, can't do certain things because of lack of funds, or who can't meet you at a certain location because, you know, they can't get there because they don't have the access to certain things. So I feel like you need somebody who can meet you right there. You guys are right here, not like this, but like this, you know. You guys can zoom together, you know, not one person having to pick up the slack for the other. This is the card that's, to me, is saying you will be comfortable, you know, and you will find fulfillment monetarily wise and love wise with this person. That's the goal or destiny. Now, the distant past is the Temperance card. Now, in the distant past, you know, this card symbolizes a balance of energies. You know, this is a card about working with your inner type of energies, getting to know yourself. This is a card about reflection of your inner, just everything that's going on inside over here, and balancing that out, balancing, the intellect with the emotion. And this is a card also of you learning yourself and learning when to let go, when to cut ties. This is a card to me that's saying you have had to cut ties with certain people in the past. Oh God, this dog, I'm sorry. Hold on. Really? I'm so sorry for that, you guys. My dog was hearing spirits because there's nothing outside. He just had to just bark. Anyways, so I was at the Temperance card. Now, like I was saying, this is a card about, letting go in the distant past of people who did not serve you, and learning to have that balance of when to let go, and, moving on in your path. Because this is the card about, this older man is standing in their path. And he's had to take that knife out sometimes to defend himself. In the distant past is saying that you've had to maybe cut off some suitors, people in your life who betrayed you or did certain things to you. So that's what I'm picking up in the distant past. Now, the recent past is the Five of Swords. So to me, this is kind of correlating with the Temperance card, with this knife. You have had to banish someone in the recent past. And look, a lion here, Leo, like what? I feel like every reading that I've done so far has kind of been so synchronized because, we saw the horns with the Taurus, and I think the ones before that were kind of like just hitting square on with everything together. So I feel like, the recent past, you've had to get rid of someone. You've had to banish someone from your life. You've had to logically, with your words, get rid of them. So I kind of feel like this is showing that you've had to remove certain people from your life who have done you wrong. Hold on, you guys. Certain people that you've had to remove from your life, and get rid of. And yes, they may have hurt you, but it's about that balance. That balance is learning how to cut people and moving on. So definitely, Leo, it seems like you've had to get rid of certain people in your life, and you know what? You're ready for this. You're ready for this love, and you're going to get it. But in the past, it's been some people who have not been so good to you, who have hurt you, and I feel like, I feel like you are building on having this balance, and this is the reason why, you've had this balance. No, you've had this. You have had this balance. You're always ready to decapitate. You're always ready. You always have that knife. And with good reason, because you had to do this. Okay. Now, the future influence is the Three of Swords, and well, I know the traditional Rider-Waite definition of the Three of Swords, but I feel like I want to kind of go by the Three of Swords definition in this deck, which can symbolize self-discovery. It can still self-discovery, learning, a learning experience that you've earned with valor. You know, so to me, this is symbolizing that all of these people who have come into your life, you know, you have learned something from, and I feel like you will always learn from these people, you know. And I kind of feel like with the future influence, I'm seeing this as you, Leo. You know, you having this position of power, you know, and you requiring an exchange, something from this person. Okay. Now, I don't know if this person will have less than you because, you know, I I feel like, because what I said earlier when it comes to Leo is, you know, you require somebody to meet you halfway. But let's say it doesn't have to be exactly like everything. Like if you have a car, they have to have a car. If they have their own place, or if you have your own place, they have to have their own place. Or if you have this, they have to have that. Maybe they don't have everything equal, like bam, 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 but something that can be worked out or something exchanged, you know, that he doesn't come or she doesn't come bare, you know, but you will be in this power position. It's saying, you know, so I kind of feel like, Leo, it's been your desire to meet someone equal to you in every level, but it seems like this person may not be all the way, but he or she still has something to offer, but it may not be at equal standing to you. So, you know, it's up to you to decide whether you want to, you know, pursue this. And, you know, if they don't make you happy or whatever, you know, what you could always do is do now. So, yeah, so that's the future influence for you, Leo. Okay, now the last sign that we're going to be doing today is Virgo. Virgo. And I'm sorry for the dog, you guys. He was just sleeping calmly, and next thing you know, he just starts barking at I don't know what. Okay, so I'm calling on all of the ancestors, all of the enlightened ancestors across the world to come through. Come through for Virgo. I want these cards to resonate with every Virgo and any Virgo who's ever going to watch this show. I want the ancestors who know all, who know past, present, and future. Ooh, that was a sign. And deliver for the Virgos, okay? Okay, so the present position is the Sun card, Virgo. The Sun card. Now, this is a card about abundance. It's a card about vitality. It's a card about joy, celebration. You know, this is a card about just the paths being open for you. This is a card about positivity, you know, just wishes being granted. It's really one of the most positive, if not the most positive card in the whole deck. So, you know, this is the card that's speaking about, you know, abundance, vitality, light, joy, happiness, you know. It can symbolize also a new love interest. Okay, the excitement of that. So that's the present position for you, Virgo. Now, the next card is the immediate influence, and it's the Justice card. Now, to me, this is a card I'm kind of picking up that there have been some type of like situations that you have dealt with that have brought you to this. I kind of feel like you've had to fight for this. Okay, you've had to fight for the Sun card, or you had some type of turmoil, either with business or family, that just kind of came in your favor, you know. This is a card that's speaking of righting the wrongs. It's a card about balance, you know, a rebalance, trial and order. You know, this is a card about reestablishing order, you know, you reestablishing that order. So it seems like things may have been chaotic, you know, but now with the Sun card in the present position, things are open for you, okay? So that's the immediate influences. Now, the goal or destiny is the Queen of Swords, okay? Now, the Queen of Swords, this is about, once again, somebody who balances emotions and intellect. This is a man or a woman who, you know, can be cutthroat. They know how to, you know, balance themselves, you know, an emotional and intellectual level. So how I'm seeing this is that, and I'm kind of feeling like this is a family situation. It seems like you've had to cut off certain family members who have not served you. That's what I'm picking up with this reading. You had to cut off certain family members who have, and I feel like this is like representation of the family member. That's what I feel. I feel like you've had people relying on you, or people taking from you, and the goal or destiny is you learning how to cut these people off, you know. And I feel like with the Justice card, the immediate influences, you've had to learn that, okay? So you're going to become this kind of person who people are going to think twice to come to, you know, because either they may help you or they may tell you no. I feel like you've been a yes person in your past. I feel like you have been someone who was very giving and didn't get any in return, you know, and maybe somebody took advantage of you, and that's why you had to do the Justice card, you know, because I feel like you were taken advantage of. So now you have to become kind of a little harder with the Queen of Swords. And even though you're still helpful to people, okay, you're still helpful, but you know when somebody is kind of like manipulating you, or they're not being truthful with why they need your help, or, you know, whatever reason for it that you're not feeling it inside, you're able to tell them no. So it's learning how to do that, the goal or destiny. Now, the next card is the Distant Past Foundation, and it's the Knight of Wands. So with the Knight of Wands, I'm picking up in the distant past that you were very excited to help people. You were very just open and just very like, you know, whatever you need, I'm here for you. I can give you this, I can give you that, you know. So I feel like this is a card that's kind of saying that, you know, you were very excited, very open to help. You were willing to go the extra mile for somebody. You know, if they needed you to basically, you know, because what I'm seeing in my head is if they wanted you to change from a snake to an angel or a flying entity, that's what you would do. You know, if they needed you to do this or that, you would change your situation, change what you need, or change who you are in order to suit this person. You know, so that's what I'm seeing with this card, that you were willing to change for people. You know, you're willing to go the extra mile and fly for somebody. So that's what I'm seeing with the distant past. Now, the recent past is the Seven of Chalices. And in the recent past, I kind of feel like you've been conflicted. You know, this is a card about, you know, not being sure. So I kind of feel like you have, you know, in the recent past, have had some confliction when it comes to, you know, the emotional side. You helping these people out, you know, these family members or friends who, you know, you've known for a very long time, who you have done things for in the past. But I feel like, you know, well, right now you're not in this place no more. You know, this is recently, but, you know, things have cleared up because of the Justice card. But I feel like, you know, in the recent past, you've had some confusion or turmoil internally and not knowing, you know, and I feel like multiple people, you know, have come to you, and you've kind of like been at a place where you've been stuck and not knowing, well, do I help them out or don't I? You know, so I kind of feel like this is a card of you being kind of confused or conflicted when it comes to, you know, emotionally wise, with friends and family coming to you for help. You know, so that's the recent past. Now, the future influence is a Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so this is like a money card, ultimate money card. know, it kind of correlates with the sun card, you know, as far as like you harnessing yourself for the people that you care about, you know. With this reading, I'm not saying like you just cut everybody off, you don't help anybody out, you know, you just become this type of like stern individual who, you know, nobody can come to. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying you have to sometimes reel it in, you know, especially for the people who are using you, okay? Because even in our own family, even, you know, people that we know that we consider friends, there are people who may, you know, be taking advantage of you. So I feel like with this final result, or I'm sorry, the future influence, I mean, which is the final, the 10 of Pentacles is kind of saying, you know, you're going to help the ones who help you. You know, you're going to help your family members or friends, the ones that you know have proven themselves to you over time, the ones who you know are loyal, the ones who you know are always there by your side, the ones who are not using you for your money or for your time or because of whatever it is that they need you for or allegedly need you for. I feel like this card is speaking on that, about you, being there ultimately for these people. Okay, so in the end, it will be satisfying to help, those who help you, and you won't be over here, spending all of your money and going broke on helping people who don't care about you. This is a card about family. It's a card about inheritance, about money, about the family being okay, about those who you care about being okay with money. I mean, more than okay. This is the ultimate money card. So I feel like you cutting off the manipulators, the liars, the ones who are using you, you're going to save a lot of money, and save a lot of time and invest it in those who care about you. So that's the last card and the final reading for the day. I will do 6 through 12, then the next tomorrow. And this is my first show on my Taruk channel. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties in the beginning, and my dog or whatever. So yeah, I'm sorry for that, you guys. But I will come back tomorrow and finish general astrological readings for the month for you guys. And with that, I will see you on the next one.